Hey guys, I just recorded a 20-minute video that you're never going to see because I never turned my mic on again. But kayak catfishing tournaments.store. That's how if you want to support us, go there, buy some merch. That's the only way to really support us. We charge no admin fees on any tournaments. This captain's meeting is for the 24-hour national month-long and the 24-hour Scioto River tournament that's going on this Saturday, starting at 12:01 a.m., ending at 11:59 p.m. National guys, experienced guys. There's nothing you really need to see in this video. There's going to be a lot of stuff going over for the rookies in the Scioto tournament. The Scioto River fishing page asked me if they could use our platform to host tournaments, and I said absolutely. And not only that, I will set them up. I'll judge because I'm an unbiased judge. I don't fish there ever. I've never actually fished the Scioto River. I hope to enter a few events down the road, but it's kind of like a perfect storm. They can run a tournament on their scene, on their platform, and they don't have to worry about any of the behind the scenes. I'm handling all that, and vice versa. We can have more traction on our site, and all the administration's completely out of my hands. I'm just a judge setting everything up on the back end. So it's a beautiful relationship we got going on there. I am technically a tournament admin of the Scioto River series. Aaron Grubb, or Grubbs, I apologize if I pronounced your last name wrong, and Eric Jacobs, they are also tournament advisors, and I believe they are admins on that page as well. So again, if you want to support us, kayak catfishing tournaments.store. Anything you buy there directly supports the scene. And on top of that, these are the items we currently have. And I'm wearing a tank top right now. Sweet tank top. Boom. I have the logo on the front and back on all these. And the beautiful thing about this website is if there's something on here you don't see that you want, like a different type of hoodie, a different type of t-shirt, a different color of something, just let me know. And I can get it on there for you to purchase. And then I can take it off when you're done purchasing it. Moving on to the tournament. So I will link the playlist for the how-tos for the Fishing Chaos app. The great thing about this Fishing Chaos app is everything aesthetically is identical PC to phone. So anything I show you in this PC is going to be identical when you do it on your phone. So to find this specific tournament, go to clubs once you make your profile on the app, find kayak catfishing tournaments, become a member, click on the members, go in, hit join. We charge no membership fees. I personally don't believe in a membership fee unless you're getting something out of it. And getting something out of it to me is more than just like a t-shirt or something. So that's just my personal opinion. If I'm going to charge you something to be part of our group, you're going to get something extremely beneficial for that money, not just something you're never going to use. Go over to tournaments. Right here, the Scioto River Series. Go ahead and click on that. Now you'll have all the tournaments that are up. Currently, there's only one, the June 12, 2021 Scioto River Tournament. You will hit register, and it's self-explanatory from there. You will click on your name. You read the rules, yes. Continue. Hit +1 for this ticket. Continue. You'll hit checkout, and that's when you pay. If you are not a Fishing Chaos member, your total fee will be $32.55. If you are a Fishing Chaos member, your total fee will be $30. So this is what the board will look like when you start submitting fish. They'll be right here. First and foremost, you need a legal board. If you do not have one of the 3 boards I'm about to mention, make sure you got it okayed by Eric Jacobs or Aaron Grubb. If Eric Jacobs or Aaron Grubb did not give you the okay to use a board that I am about to mention, then all your fish will be disqualified. So I'm going to say that one more time. If you use a board that is not okayed by Aaron Grubb or Eric Jacobs, all your fish will be disqualified on Saturday. The 3 legal boards are your musky bumper, any musky bumper they have, left, right-handed, don't care, any musky bumper that you have. This is the one I prefer. I love the musky bumper. It's my favorite one. It's easiest to judge. It's easiest to measure fish on. The only thing you have to do to it, you have to buy 1/2-inch aluminum channeling to lock out the middle section when you get a fish longer than 30 inches. Any catch board is legal. We suggest a 48-inch catch because we are dealing with catfish. We're not dealing with smaller fish. But here is the catch to using the catch board. If you somehow catch a fish over 48 inches, you will only be credited for 48 inches. You cannot manually extend your board. Whatever your board length is, that is the maximum amount of length you can get credit for. Somebody might say there's no fish over 48 inches. I would tell you you're wrong. There have been multiple fish submitted in competition that have been over 48 inches. And your admin, I believe, Eric Jacobs, caught a 50-plus inch flathead once in competition and only got credited for 48 inches because he was using a catch board. Now, is that rare? Of course. I just wanted you to be aware just in case you do catch a fish of a lifetime and you get upset that you don't get credit for the full length. You only get credit for as long as your board is. Uh, the only nice thing about the catch board is it comes with its own locking mechanism. You don't have to do anything to it to DIY it to get it to work properly. But it's a really thin board for big catfish, and it's really big pain in the butt to measure big catfish. And as a judge, the numbers are very difficult to read sometimes, especially when you're night fishing. Moving on. The third and final legal board in our scene is the Rapala 60-inch Magnum board. This one you have to DIY in two different locking spots at about, I guess I'll call that like 20 inches and 40 inches. There's folding, there's parts where it folds. You have to mount that to a solid surface so it does not bend when you are measuring fish. If you ever fish a national slot tournament, you have to have a mount that is 2 inches wider either direction of it to make it a legal board for a slot tournament at the national level. At the open level, or at the national slot level, a national open event, or any other kind of open event that doesn't have a slot limit, you just have to mount it to a flat surface to keep it straight. The reason a slot tournament has to be mounted 2 inches wide either side is when you're doing a slot tournament, there's a max inch line that you can measure up to. If you don't have it mounted wide enough, you can easily cheat and have fish spill over that you cannot see and or judge. So if it's mounted 2 inches wider either direction, you can put the whole fish on there and we can judge the entire fish, not just part of the fish. So those are your three boards that are legal, and I'm just going to reemphasize. If you are not using one of these three boards this weekend, it must be approved by Eric Jacobs or Aaron Grubb before you use it this weekend. All right, moving on. This tournament is going to be, let's see here, your 5 biggest fish. It's a 24-hour event, which means you can start submitting fish at 12:01 a.m. and you have to stop submitting fish at 11:59 p.m. And it is going to be your 5 biggest fish. If you catch 12 fish, you don't have to worry about culling anything. What I mean is you don't have to manually pull your small fish out and upload your big fish. Just keep submitting them. The more you submit, it will automatically bump your low one off your leaderboard and it'll replace it with a bigger one. There's no thinking. Let's say you caught 5 23-inch fish and you just landed a 22-incher and you're not sure, you can't remember what your biggest one was. Submit that 22-incher. Because if you're unsure, just submit it. Because if you did catch one that's bigger and you don't submit it, now you're going to kick yourself in the butt. Just submit all your fish. Plus, it gives us good data for future events. Flatheads, blues, and channels are the legal fish. Bullheads are not a legal fish. You have to fish on the Scioto River. You cannot fish in a tributary. I'm going to have to judge all the tributaries. So if your GPS timestamp is up a tributary, I'm going to DQ the fish. I will be using a straight edge where I feel the border is on any tributary. And the reason we knocked out tributaries, the Scioto River is over 140 miles long. You should be able to find a spot on the main river itself to be able to fish. The bottom border of the Scioto River tournament is the 348 bridge at Lucasville, Ohio. So here we go. Here's Portsmouth, whatever you want to call it. Go north up to Lucasville, which is right here. Go to the 348 bridge. You cannot fish any more south than this 348 bridge on the Scioto River. The reason being, that essentially eliminates anyone from being able to catch a fish in a kayak on the Ohio River and paddle their way all the way up to the 348 bridge. Also, it eliminates the possibility of targeting majority of blues, whereas people north Scioto don't have the option of targeting blues because they're not that far north. Of course, you can catch a blue cat here, but you're going to be catching less blue cats here. You're going to be catching more channels and flatheads. So it's a much more even tournament starting the bottom border here. Your northern border is in Kenton, Ohio. The South Detroit Street Bridge is the northern border in Kenton, Ohio. So if you catch a fish and submit it west of this bridge in Kenton, Ohio, the South Detroit Bridge, it is DQ'd. Everything has to be caught between the South Detroit Bridge in Kenton, Ohio, and the 348 Bridge in Lucasville, Ohio. Those are your two borders. That is more than fair. That is over 140 miles of fishable river. And that is why we took out the tributaries, is because it's just too big. If we added tributaries, you might as well just open up the whole state because you're no longer just fishing one body of water. It is too big of a river to allow the tributaries to be legal as well. So those are your borders. Over to judging fish. So I'm going to show you how I judge fish. I'm also going to show you how it looks from my side. I'm going to go to a tournament that I'm currently in, the slot month-long. I am currently fishing the slot month-long. Go to the leaderboard. So here we are at the leaderboard. This is how I judge a fish at the national level when all bodies of water in the country are legal to fish in. I go to Manage Entry. I click on this eye. I see water pop up. I close it. And I look for the date and time it was submitted. Everything's good to go. This is a legal fish. Date and time, everything's good. I saw the blue. We're good. It'll be a little different for the Scioto River, though, because since we are forcing anglers to fish on a certain body of water, this is how I will judge fish. I will go to the ESIF data, which shows me your GPS and timestamp. I'm going to zoom in until I see the Scioto River being named on the body of water that you're fishing, and make sure you caught it on the Scioto River. Like for me, this is Cohen Lake. I caught this catfish on Cohen Lake. I caught it on June 4th, and I caught it right here. So if you want to go chase this 31-inch channel cat, be my guest. This is exactly where I caught it, and that's a pretty dang good pinpoint because that's exactly where I was. So this is what I see from my side. One person gets to see this, me. So if you don't trust me with your GPS coordinates, hey, I don't blame you. If you're worried about someone looking at your coordinates, that's fine. I have a flawless record. No one has ever gotten a coordinate from me for anyone's fish ever. The only coordinates that have ever been given out are my own. I film all my fishing though, and I don't hide where I fish. So the only way your coordinates would get out if you fished a tournament and then I did a video the very next week where you were just fishing. That is the only way the coordinates could get out. But I struggle to travel more than 45 minutes to fish. You are pretty safe. Going to the picture itself, I zoom in. The entire circumference of the fish has to be visible. Obviously, you see my fish grips is going across him, and I have the identifier down here that's covering up him a little bit. What I mean by entire circumference of the fish needs to be visible is I have to be able to see the entire fish in the picture. He's clearly bumped. The nose has to be clearly bumped. His left eye has to be visible, and you have to be able to see where he ends on the board. If I zoom in here, I can clearly see this fish is past 31 inches. Everything's good to go. This is the identifier. The identifier for this tournament was FEES, F-E-E-S, and the identifier for another tournament is FEE, F-E-E. So I have both my identifiers for my tournaments. This fish, perfect picture. What I do from here, I scroll down, I hit approve. Now when you go back to the tournament home, you come into the fish, it's green. It has a green check mark because it's approved. Excuse me. Sometimes during the month I go in and I approve fish during the month as I see them. Sometimes I approve fish all at the end. It just depends on how much time I have throughout the month. So I'm not going to go into anyone else's fish because I don't give cords out. Let's see here. What else can we talk about? Payouts. This is how the payouts are ran. So you can see your tournament is right here. The Scioto River tournament is right here. 24-hour tournament. Your total entry is $30 with a mandatory $10 big fish. $28.75 of every $30 entry is hitting my personal checking account. So $28.75 is going towards your pot minus the $10 big fish. So $18.75 per angler is going towards the prize pot, with $10 going towards the big fish pot. 5 to 8 anglers register for a tournament, 100% of the money goes to the winner after second place wins their money back. So, if you look at this formula, it is 100% of the money, $112.50, minus the $30 from second place, because second place wins their money back, and you get $82.50. So, if this tournament stays as is, the winner wins $82.50, second place wins $30, big fish wins $60. Obviously, the more anglers you get, the higher that goes up. And I will post this exactly as is to the page when the tournaments are done, or I'll do a video and I'll come back into this spreadsheet and show everybody. Same thing over here for the 24-hour tournament. I have everything prepared. There's currently 6 anglers in the 24-hour tournament as well for the national scene. Same thing for up here, just so you can see how transparent it is. All the entries for every tournament's here, and I show this to everyone every single month, every single tournament. Once it's done, it will look like this. I will post the winner and all the payouts and stuff. All the payouts get done within 3 to 5 business days of the tournament being done. I have paid out all the tournament winners and payouts within 1 business day of every tournament being done. But I do say 3 to 5 just to give me a little wiggle room in the event I have family, work, something happens. I have a little buffer to get the payouts done. But it's 99.9% chance guaranteed. The day after the tournament's done, the winners are going to get their money. Payouts are done via PayPal. Everyone sees this. I black out the winners' names. Even though you can directly do the math yourself, I still black out the winners' names on the spreadsheet when I'm doing the video, because I just don't want anyone to see exactly how much somebody won every single tournament. You can do the math, you can figure it out, but that's for you to figure out if you want to figure it out. Let's see here. Thank the sponsors, SandyDrifters.com. If you like to drag, SandyDrifters.com. They're the best dragging weights, in my opinion, out there. They're awesome. Use code Kayak15 for 15% off. Down here is all of our other sponsors / pro staff positions. I am on the Jackson Kayak fishing team. That's why Jackson Kayak's here. There's a handful of us who fish in the scene who are on the pro staff of Catfish. Use Kayak20 at their website to support us. This link will take you to the Kayak and Cats regional page. This will take you to the national page. I am on pro staff of FiTech Castnets, and I am on the pro staff / sponsored by Never Lost Anchors. Never Lost Anchors. Daniel Rimmer is an awesome guy. If you need an anchor for your kayak, go get his kayak anchor. And one more thing on the sponsors. I guess I get to talk about a little bit of a controversy here. There was a gentleman, when we posted about starting up this tournament scene, he really had no idea what he was talking about, and he started talking about how easy it is to cheat, etc., etc., etc. Some people refuted him. I know I put out there like, hey man, look, I know this is how you feel. You're entitled to your opinions, but just so you know, in my hundreds of tournaments of experience, that to date, nothing you said has happened, and it's nowhere near as easy as you think it is, and you've never fished in any of our tournaments, so how would you even know? But I turned the notifications off. I don't like to get into the drama. Apparently, he caused more issues, antagonized more people. I didn't get to see any of that. All I got to see was I was getting calls and messages from sponsors today saying he's taking your personal messages and he's sending screenshots of your personal messages to the sponsors, and he claimed that me, Kayak Mike, banned him from the tournament scene. He's claiming I banned him from everything. And up to that point, I didn't even know he existed. So he was just lying to all these sponsors. So he was taking your private messages, sending screenshots to all of our sponsors in an attempt to trash my name and our reputation. So what I told the sponsors was, I will ask our anglers to disengage with him. Please do not speak with that gentleman anymore. He is now officially banned from kayak catfishing tournaments. He will never be allowed to participate. I have blocked him on my social media. I am going to ask you, as a participant and supporter of KCT, to also block him and not message him anymore. And I told the sponsors, look, if anybody continues to message him, that angler will also be removed from our events. I am not threatening you with a ban because what he was doing was pretty absurd. And he was taking the snippets that made him look good and other people look bad, and he did not give the full story. So I will always support the angler first, but I also understand this is a business. So I asked those anglers who were engaging with him to please stop. They said they will. Thank you guys so much. We have a great reputation. Let's not ruin it because of some, just to say the least. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Go support us, kayakcatfishingtournaments.store. That's the only real way to support us. We don't charge any admin fees, and I hope everyone has a blast, and I hope I see you in some national tournaments too. All right, Kayak Mike out of here.